Today marks the beginning of a new era as we are finally here on Halo 5.
You have to be here to win, right? So that's all I could ask for.
He goes for it. Hunter comes up short!
All I can say is sorry to everyone that was rooting for me.
Is it possible? Could this happen? DHG Fireball! Yes, he's done it! Hello and welcome to Tournament 21 of Halo Ninja Warrior, the deadly 4-stage obstacle course that tests the limits of Halo jumpers. Today we enter the new Regeneration era with the 5th Halo 5 tournament. In the last tournament, DHG Fireball made history by becoming the 3rd ever Grand Champion of this course. His total victory was the first since Tournament 9, and now the course is changing more than ever.
You know, it feels good being here in Tournament 21. It's a brand new course for a brand new era. I think it's going to be a very exciting tournament. We'll see how it goes.
I'm happy to be in this new era of Halo jumping.
I think going into the new era, it's becoming the hardest stage 1 possibly ever, but the results for this are going to be very interesting. I expect there to be clears. I expect there to be a lot of surprise failures, and we won't really know till it goes.
With all 4 stages undergoing an extreme makeover, this course has been designed to be more difficult than ever before. Once again, 100 competitors will take on Stage 1, which has 4 brand new obstacles, as well as some tough ones from the past. Anyone who can complete all 8 obstacles within the 90-second time limit will advance to Stage 2. Now let's see who's ready for the new era. In the last tournament, we incredibly reached the 1,000th ever attempt at Halo Ninja Warrior, and that means that this guy is going to be competitor number 1001, but in Tournament 21, that's simply number 1. He is Hnw, a newcomer kicking off the Regeneration era, the first competitor to attempt the hill climb since Tournament 7, and he is climbing the hill climb, looking very good. All right, Hnw, he's the first competitor to attempt this new obstacle, the stick shift. This one isn't too tough, it's more of a time killer, but you gotta walk on that red beam and walk around the black walls. It's pretty tricky. You gotta take it very slowly and you gotta be very precise while you're walking. Next up is the new falling plank. This one, you've gotta climb to the top and then wait for the ledge to drop before you go to the head slide, but you gotta get up there first. Hnw cannot get up the falling plank, and our first competitor fails the brand new obstacle. Now it's time to move on to number 2. We've got Ending Raccoon 66, another newcomer. Probably has some raccoon problems. They like to get into your trash and do all sorts of dirty business, so I don't blame him for ending raccoons. But he has ended the first obstacle. He got through it very nicely. Now he is on to the stick shift. Crouching down. That's the right technique for this obstacle. You want to do it crouched, because when you're crouched, your movement is a little slower, and it really helps you be more precise walking around those ledges. Now he is onto the falling plank. We saw Hnw unable to complete this obstacle. He didn't even get to the top, but Raccoon does, and he jumps immediately. You gotta wait for the object to fall down. You gotta wait for the plank to fall before you go underneath that head slide. Next up, we've got Noggin. Maybe Noggin can use his noggin to figure out this first stage. He is on to the hill climb, and he is going a little bit slower than our previous 2 competitors. And he's crouching just to be very, very safe. Noggin. Oh, he didn't crouch there, though. He was crouching on every other jump, but not that one. Noggin is our first hill climb failure of the tournament. Next up, we've got Winter Pizza 850. I don't care what season it is. I always want some pizza. But pizza He is hopping through the hill climb now, taking his shot at it. And so far, so good. Going for that dismount. The dismount ain't too tough. I'd be surprised if anyone failed it this tournament. Anyway, the stick shift is up next. When's someone gonna fail this obstacle? Winter Pizza is walking around it very nicely. Throw some pepperonis on that pizza. All right, now he's onto the falling plank. Time to hop up. Come on, you gotta let this plank drop. There you go, that's the right technique, but he doesn't get into the head slide. Winter Pizza, the closest we've seen so far on that falling plank, but he barely hit his head right there. If you clip your head, it's gonna push you down and the head slide will not pull you back up enough. So you really gotta take it nice and smooth. Anyway, next up we've got Hnw Superman 68 making his 5th appearance. In the last tournament, he put up his personal best performance getting to the crooked wall. Hnw Superman, he first competed back in tournament 15 as Emerged Zebra, but he's come a long way since then. No, not on the course, but just in terms of time. You know, it's been a long time since tournament 15. He has never beat stage 1. As you saw, tournament 20, crooked wall, his best performance so far. He would like to top that though, but he's got a tough task ahead of him. Hnw Superman, he is through the stick shift. He's got Hnw in his gamer tag, so you always want to see him do good. He supports the channel, he supports the course, but now can this falling plank support him? No, he hits his head too. And 2 competitors in a row we have seen get rejected by that brand new obstacle. After that, we saw more failures. Maddawg, he hit his head, but didn't even get close to having a chance at the head slide. Dark Pyro couldn't get past the hill climb. And then we had Ben, 123107. He also failed the hill climb. And then finally, Vmvzeng was our first stick shift failure. I think he got a little confused on what to do. Next up, we've got Volcanic Crowd 5. This guy is a regular competing in his 8th appearance. His best appearance came back in tournament 14 when he got to the slider jump. So let's see how Volcanic Crowd does today. He's our 10th competitor. We're already at number 10, ladies and gentlemen. Tournament 21 is on the move. That is very exciting to see. The Regeneration Era has already claimed 9 victims. Will the 10th be our first success on stage 1? Volcanic Crowd is moving through the stick shift. And he got through it in very good time. Now he is on to the falling plank. All right, nobody has gotten past this obstacle so far. He goes to the top, he runs up, and he gets into the head slide. There we go, Volcanic Crowd completing the falling plank. Now he is on to the Dragon Glider. We saw this obstacle do lots of damage last tournament. It had a very low percentage on the clear rate, but Volcanic Crowd gets through it, and now he is on to the scariest obstacle from last tournament. This is the crooked wall. It took out so many great competitors, including Hunter Unit 751. Volcanic goes for it, and he gets a nice save jump. Going for the dismount. Yes, Volcanic Crowd, he's on to the warped wall. Can he get up it in 1? No, he cannot. Volcanic Crowd, okay. That's not how you do it's not how you do the warped wall. You gotta back up. Come on, you got 20 seconds. He is blowing his opportunity at clearing stage 1. Volcanic Crowd goes back. He still can't get up it. This is a disaster for Volcanic Crowd. It was such a good run up until this point, but now he's down to 5 seconds. He still can't get up the warped wall, and he is going to run out of time. We have a warped wall timeout. I'm surprised he didn't get up it on that last attempt. He looked like he had the height, but Volcanic Crowd puts up a very good run, the best he's had since tournament 14. But he looked like he had a shot at beating stage 1. Unfortunately, this new and slightly more difficult warped wall has claimed its first victim. Next up, we've got DeMi GoDz, the regular competing in his 3rd appearance. The last tournament was not so good for him. He failed the first obstacle. Before that, in tournament 19, he failed the TIE Fighter. So now that those obstacles are in this tournament, what could he do today? He's going through the hill climb first off. And Deej, I call him Deej, DG, DeMi GoDz. You know, it took a long time to develop that nickname, but he is now Deej. So I don't know how to spell it, but you all can spell it however you want in the comments. All right, Deej is on to the falling plank. He's got to climb up first. And oh no, he doesn't. Whoa, Deej. Okay, he's gonna just start over on that one. He's still alive. That cost him a little bit of time, but now he's got to climb back up. No, he's taking some bad jumps. You can't jump that fast. Oh my goodness, Deej. 2 saves in a row. That's unbelievable. He's confused. What? He's like, what do I do now? I've saved it twice. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh, he couldn't save it a third time. Deej is out on the falling plank. What a strange run at that obstacle right there. Next up, we've got CharlieAndOwen. He is also making his third appearance. Last tournament was pretty good for him as he got inside of the jump hang kai. How will CharlieAndOwen do today? First off, he's gonna race through the hill climb. Look at him go! CharlieAndOwen! That looked really nice. Now he is on to the stick shift. Crouch down. Walk around those little black boxes. All right, he's got it. Now on to the falling plank. All right, you gotta, honestly, I didn't expect getting up it to be this hard, but it is! CharlieAndOwen couldn't get up it either. It's the drop that's supposed to be the main focus of that obstacle, but some competitors are having a tough time climbing. Anyway, right after that, we had some more tough times on the course, including Useful 91812, who failed the first jump. Rift EX2 Films failed a little later and joined himself in the water. DaxterJef also couldn't manage the hill climb. And then we had Nacho Ortiz. He couldn't even get onto the first jump, and he smacked his face really hard on the column too. That looked painful. Fatless Rider was another stick shift victim who did some spins in the water. Insomnia, he couldn't stay awake for the course apparently. He failed the falling plank. And then Drones 2007. Did they have drones in 2007? I don't know. They didn't have the stick shift back then apparently because he failed it. Mighty Max 80 is up next. He had a very good appearance in the last tournament, failing the crooked wall. Let's see how he does today. The hill climb is up first. This is our 20th competitor, ladies and gentlemen. We are already 20% of the way through this tournament. That was easy math. All right, Mighty Max. He is taking the stick shift nice and slow. I kind of like seeing that. I want to see people take it slow because we've had a few people fail it, so it's not really that scary. But the whole point of that obstacle is to take up time. So if you see them going slow on that obstacle, you know, oh, this is looking bad for Mighty Max. What a save. Okay, he's got to save it again. Okay, Mighty Max gets up to the actual falling plank, and look at that. That was beautiful. Mighty Max, forget everything I was saying earlier about the stick shift. It's time to talk about the dragon glider because that's where he's at. Mighty Max going through it, and he crouches. He lost his speed. Mighty Max 80 is our first dragon glider victim of the tournament. That is now 20 competitors out on stage 1. But as we look forward into this tournament, a couple notable runs that will be happening much later are, of course, the All-Star Hunter Unit 751. He had 19 Stage 1 clears in a row before the last tournament when he failed Stage 1 for his first time ever. And then, obviously, the Grand Champion, DHG Fireball. He has the longest active streak of Stage 1 clears right now at 7. So those are some of the runs I'm very excited about seeing later on this tournament. But now it's time to move on to number 21, D-Day Man 7. Another newcomer. Obviously, we're going to get a lot of the less experienced competitors here early in the tournament. Let's see how this guy does. He's onto the hill climb. 90 seconds. He is climbing up. And you got to make that big jump down. That one can actually be sneakily tricky, if you know what I mean. D-Day Man, though, he gets through the hill climb, and now he is on to the stick shift. Crouching down. All right. And he's not going too slow here. He's got a good pace so far, moving through the stick shift, getting around each one. Come on, D-Day Man 7. All right, he is on to the falling plank. A lot of people have been struggling with this one. Can he figure it out? He climbs to the top and goes for the jump. He jumps too early and hits his head. D-Day Man 7 is out on the falling plank. Next up, for anyone who likes noodles, we've got Sir Noodlicious. He is actually a returning competitor. In the last tournament, he was known as Digitized Havoc, and he went out on the Dragon Glider. The Dragon Glider is earlier on stage 1 this time, so he's got a better shot at getting back to it and maybe getting some revenge. But he's got to get through some tough obstacles first. He makes it through the hill climb, now onto the stick shift. I'm not gonna lie, when this guy first messaged me, I thought it was Thy Noodleness at first. But no, it's Sir Noodlicious. There's a lot of noodles. I like noodleness from the last tournament, but here is Noodlicious on the falling plank, and he has a little slip up, but he recovers nicely. Now going for a crouch technique, Sir Noodlicious. He is going back to the obstacle he failed in the last tournament, the Dragon Glider. He jumps, bounces, and he's into the first head slide. He's got good speed, a good jump, and Sir Noodlicious gets through the Dragon Glider, and now he is on to the crooked wall. He beat this in the last tournament, but this time he comes up short. Sir Noodlicious is our first crooked wall failure of the tournament. You can tell he barely came up short. It looked like he didn't even get a jump going around the side of that wall.
Oh, he's going straight for it. Oh.
That is disappointing to see, but still, Sir Noodlicious has looked very impressive throughout his first 2 appearances, but we know that crooked wall is an obstacle not to be messed with. I'm sure it'll do some more damage later on in the tournament. Next up, we've got Draufganger, another newcomer on the course, number 23 in the tournament, and right now he is taking his time on the hill climb. Going up it, looks like he gets through it pretty nicely, and he's teabagging in midair as he's onto the stick shift. Come on, Draufganger. He's not had the fastest pace so far. You can tell he is someone who wants to get deep into the stage, wants to take his time and make sure he completes every obstacle. He geets every obstacle. That's what I was about to say. All right, Draufganger. He is through the stick shift, now on to the falling plank. Can he get by this obstacle? A lot of the newcomers have been struggling with it. Actually, I don't know if a single newcomer has gotten past it so far. Draufganger jumps so early. That is not how you do that obstacle whatsoever. Anyway, next up, we've got a returning competitor. This is WolfNinja1225. He was the first person to go in Tournament 20. And he did very, very well on the course. He failed the warped wall, timed out on it, so he got past that crooked wall. But some of these other obstacles were not around in Tournament 20. Starting with this one, the hill climb. We got to find out how Wolf Ninja handles it. Wolf Ninja looking really good. He is through the hill climb and now onto the stick shift. Brand new obstacles for him to try out. Actually, he won't find a familiar obstacle until he gets to the crooked wall, because he did not reach the Dragon Glider in the last tournament. Next up is the falling plank, though. He's got to get through this. Can he do it? The plank falls, he jumps, and he's into the head slide. Nicely done, Wolf Ninja. Now on to the obstacle that he didn't make it to in the last tournament. He came up 1 obstacle short, but Wolf Ninja is going through it. No, he went out the side, and he went over the bar. Very similar to Sleepy Slayer from the last tournament. Wolf Ninja is out on the Dragon Glider. Next up, we've got number 25, Bubba Ace 37, Hunter Unit 751, showing up for 2 runs in a row. Bubba Ace, he hosts Ninja Warrior of Roblox on his YouTube channel. Check him out. And then, of course, watch his run right here. Last tournament, he failed the Jump Hang Kai. No more Jump Hang Kai. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sad. Oh, he almost overshot that one. I'm kind of sad that the Jump Hang Kai isn't in the tournament anymore. It's a renewal course, so that was one of the obstacles that we had to say goodbye to. I love the Jump Hang Kai, but it is no longer on the stage. It also has the most ever obstacle failures in tournament history. So a lot of people failed that obstacle in the past, but it's gone now. Bubba Ace is onto the falling plank after my Jump Hang Kai spiel. He's climbing up. He lets it drop. Bubba Ace, yes, he's got the falling plank too. 2 competitors in a row getting by that obstacle. I like to see that. All right, Bubba Ace. He's going for it. He bounces into the Dragon Glider. Bubba going all the way to the side, and he gets the second head slide with a major crouch that might have saved his life right there. Now he's got to jump up to the crooked wall. Okay, you've got 35 seconds. The clock is ticking. That's something you want to hear me say on the warped wall, not the crooked wall. 30 seconds. Come on, Bubba. Time to go. He goes for it, and he comes up short. Didn't get high enough on the wall as he was jumping around the corner to try to land on it. You can see he jumps low there and did not get the height. He might have had the distance had he jumped a little later. Bubba aces out on the crooked wall.
Understand. That's okay.
Good tournament. Good
Personal best.
Good
I don't
run,
care.
Bubba.
Personal best. I don't care. Those personal
so
best.
close.
I'm fine with that.
Well, that's good. At least he's happy with how he did. What was that? What just happened on the pole? Okay. I don't know what that was, but good run, Bubba Ace, getting to the crooked wall. After that, we saw some not so good runs, including ForceARV, who did something that didn't even know was possible. He went to the side of the hill climb. WaterCupBaja failed on the hill climb as well on the last jump of it. OkayOats tried to skip the stick shift. He tried to cheat, which I made sure isn't possible. Arbitersknight just failed the stick shift regularly. And now we are on to our 30th competitor of the tournament, and this guy is very excited to be back. Making his long-awaited return to Halo Ninja Warrior is the Commander. The Commander first competed back in Tournament 10 and had 3 consecutive appearances where he failed Stage 1 each time. Despite the failures, he got a lot of enjoyment from competing, but when Halo Ninja Warrior transferred to the Xbox One, the commander couldn't keep up. Finally, after missing 8 tournaments, he is back and will be competing for his first time on the Xbox One. Now let's find out how he does for his first time in almost 5 years. It's not very often you see a guy miss 8 tournaments and then come back. It's happened a couple times on the course, I'm not gonna lie, but the commander is the newest addition to that list. You look at people like Kenny Spartacat, he competed in tournament 1 and then didn't compete again until tournament 13. So we've had some long gaps in appearances throughout these tournaments, but the commander is back, and I know he was super pumped up about being able to compete in this tournament. He's also got his own YouTube channel, so make sure you go ahead and check him out there. Hopefully he leaves a comment so you guys can all go like him in the comments. The commander, no! That's not the return we wanted to see. The commander is out on the falling plank. He got stuck in the save jump loop, and he couldn't find his way out of it. Looked like he tried to go backwards, maybe to save it and go back to the beginning, but the commander couldn't pull it off. And now this obstacle, 16 people have gotten to it. Only 5 of them have cleared it, so 11 failures right now. And 30 runs are now completed. Next up, we've got ODST J Arc. Arc, he's had some different gamer tags throughout the last couple tournaments, but he is back. He failed the Jump Hang Kai in the last tournament. I don't want to talk about the Jump Hang Kai anymore, but he is right now racing through the hill climb. Arc, in his 3rd appearance right now. He did better on his 2nd appearance than he did on his 1st, but right now he's got some tough obstacles ahead of him if he wants to improve over tournament 20. Oh, a save jump there, but Arc gets away with it. Okay, and now he's onto the falling plank, climbing up to the top. Time for the plank to drop, and he jumps really far back, but he makes it. Arc is on to the dragon glider, and he goes for it pretty quickly. He bounces. He's going through the head slide. Arc gets a good jump, and Arc is through the dragon glider. Now he is on to the crooked wall. Can he get it? He goes for it, and he crouches. He didn't have the speed he needed, the distance, the height. He had none of it. He just came up short by a mile. Wow, yeah, I don't know what really happened there. It looked like he just kind of made a huge mistake on the initial jump to that column, but that's still a good run.
Ooh. Oh, God, you got a lot of height and nowhere.
Nicely done. You got through a good chunk of that, man.
Snaz showing some love for Arc, and very well deserved, because this is a tough stage 1 to get your personal best on, and these next few guys do not have a personal best worth bragging about. Surfin Blood failed the stick shift. Dread Orpheus failed the hill climb. Tried to skip a jump. Salt and Shoddy was trying to cheat, and I knew people would try that, so I put a kill barrier there. And look what happens. Dire Halfling was trying to take the ring to the end of stage 1, but he failed the stick shift. And then Beast Mode 77 was lagging a little bit and then slipped off the falling plank while trying to climb up it. And then finally Arctic Wolf fell into the water on the stick shift and fell on his friend in a very awkward position. But next up, we've got the returning competitor Nightmare God, who failed the rolling escargot in the last tournament. Tournament 20, his 2nd appearance, competing back-to-back. That's what I like to see. And Nightmare God jumps very early from the 2nd to the 3rd block on the hill climb. He gets away with it. Nightmare God is through the hill climb, and now he is on to the stick shift. Time to crouch down and take it slow. 73 seconds left right now. I usually don't keep track of how much time people have left on only the 2nd obstacle, but yeah, why not? All right, now he's on to the falling plank. Nightmare God hopping on up it. Time for the drop. Nightmare God, no, he doesn't jump. He just falls into the water, and his gun goes flying away from him underwater. That's unfortunate for Nightmare God. But next up, we've got another regular. It's Sneak Killer 7, number 39 in this tournament. We last saw him in tournament 19, failing the Jump Hang Kai. So many people who have failed the Jump Hang Kai in the past seem to be competing in this tournament. That's just because the Jump Hang Kai has taken out a lot of people, as I mentioned earlier. But Sneak Killer, he's had a lot of big moments in his life lately. That's part of the reason why he wasn't able to compete in tournament 20. But now he is back for tournament 21. I know he's busy raising a family. He's got a kid now, which is very exciting for him. So Sneak Killer moving through the stick shift. And yes, he's got it. Now he's on to the falling plank. Can Sneak Killer pull this one off? He hops up. Time for the plank to fall. Sneak Killer, he doesn't jump either. 2 competitors in a row that failed to jump on the falling plank. And now we are on to our 40th competitor. 39 failures in a row. have led to this guy. Back for his second appearance is PatrilloFam4. Patrillo broke out in Tournament 20 as the only newcomer to complete Stage 1. Sadly, he failed the first obstacle of Stage 2, which hadn't happened since Tournament 8. Either way, it's extremely rare to see someone complete Stage 1 on their first ever try, but what's even harder is for someone to complete Stage 1 on their first 2 tries. Now Patrillo will show us if he's the real deal on this course, or if beginner's luck helped him last tournament. This ties the record that was set in the last tournament for the most consecutive failures on Stage 1. 39 was the record last tournament. If PatrilloFam fails right here, he will set a new record for consecutive Stage 1 failures in a tournament. But of course, as a newcomer, he cleared Stage 1, so a lot of eyes are going to be on him here in this tournament. We've seen a lot of newcomers clear Stage 1 on Halo 5 so far, but none of them seem to come back for the next tournament. Campy didn't come back, Mighty Master, Pook, all these people did not return for a second tournament. But PatrilloFam did, and right now he's on the falling plank.
Oh my god.
What a crazy technique right there, but he gets it, and he goes straight into the Dragon Glider, and he barely gets into the head slide, but he gets it, and PatrilloFam is through the Dragon Glider and now onto the Crooked Wall. A lot of people have struggled with this, but Patrillo gets by it, and now he's onto the Warped Wall. No one has gotten past this obstacle yet this tournament. 40 seconds left. Patrillo is up it on his second attempt, and now he is the first competitor onto the Swift Cylinder. He goes for it and gets a nice late jump. And yes, PatrilloFam, he's on to the Broken Ladder, the last obstacle of Stage 1, and he's still got 25 seconds left, 2 poles left. One more, come on PatrilloFam, get this nice big dismount, and he goes for it. PatrilloFam is moving on to Stage 2, our first clear of the tournament, and PatrilloFam's second Stage 1 clear in a row. He is 2 for 2 on Stage 1 in his career, and he looked like a true pro on every single obstacle. The Crooked Wall, a very tough obstacle. These new obstacles, he handled them with ease. And with plenty of time left, 15.3 seconds left, that is all he needed to go back to Stage 2. What a great run.
Nice.
Whoa.
What was that technique on the plank? I've never seen anyone do the plank like that.
Yeah, that falling plank technique was pretty crazy. You should go back and watch that. But well done, PatrilloFam. He is the first competitor moving on to Stage 2 in Tournament 21. And he also just became the first competitor since Buddy Jumps back in Tournament 6 and 7 to clear Stage 1 on both of his first 2 attempts. So congratulations, PatrilloFam. For the second tournament in a row, the 40th competitor was also our first Stage 1 clear, but already we're seeing how tough this first stage can be. With only 7 people so far getting past the falling plank, our next 60 jumpers definitely have their work cut out for them. In the next episode, we'll see many returning competitors and veterans attempt to put their stamp on the new regen era, but for now, that's the end of episode 1. Thanks to everyone who has competed so far, and to everyone who watched this video. Just make sure you leave a like and a comment. And then also, if you ever want to do a run in a future tournament, you just gotta message me, Smokey Massacre, on Xbox Live. Also, check out the Halo Ninja Warrior Facebook page for more info around the jumping community. And lastly, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't ever miss an episode. That's it for now, but I will see you next time on Halo Ninja Warrior.